Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of man is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear Yahweh, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked. And we know who the border of wickedness is. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before Yahweh. Police identify possible motive behind deadly shooting of UnitedHealthcare CEO.
Well, now to the apparent murder of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson in New York City.
Police say gunmen shot Thompson from behind as he came out of a Manhattan hotel this morning. The incident captured on surveillance video. Eyewitness News reporter Carlos Guanda joining us now with the latest developments.
Well, police say this was definitely a targeted shooting, and they now believe the motive could be a grudge against the insurance company. Now, this all occurred.
A grudge against the insurance company. What did we just get in Ecclesiastes from our forefather King Solomon? Because sentence against an evil work. And you know these insurance companies do nothing but mischief. They work all types of evil. It's not executed speedily. Just because the Lord didn't get you years ago, you thought you got away. Therefore, the heart of the sons of man is fully set in them to do evil, man. Taking the people's money through fraud. And that's these damn insurance companies here in America. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, a nigga work all types of schemes, plots, tricks, and his days be prolonged. Yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear Yahweh. And these Edomites, they don't have a healthy godly fear like the Israelites do, man. And not all the Israelites do, just the elect of the nation of Israel. The 2/3, they're just like these goddamn heathens. They don't fear the Heavenly Father and the judgment that he's bringing here upon this earth, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked of the nation of Israel, where judgment's going to begin. 1 Peter 4 and verse 17, the house of God, but also the wicked himself, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. It's not going to be well with you, man. And this is just the beginning. Neither shall he prolong his days. You see, his time is up. This man you see right here on the screen from UnitedHealthcare CEO. Unless it was a false flag attack, who knows? So, finishing off verse 13. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before the Heavenly Father.
In busy Midtown Manhattan on 6th Avenue, surveillance video shows the moments the violence unfolded, and a warning, this video is disturbing.
In the surveillance video, the victim walks by when the suspect comes from behind, points the gun, and shoots. The victim, Brian Thompson, was shot in his leg and his back. Police are reviewing these images as they search for the suspect.
It appears the suspect was lying in wait for several minutes. And as the victim was walking to the conference hotel, the suspect approached from behind and fired several rounds.
Officials say at one point the gun appeared to jam. When he cleared the jam, he resumed shooting. The suspect then ran into an alley, grabbed a bike, and was seen pedaling into Central Park. The NYPD.
And who directed this man for this hit? Let's show you who's truly responsible. Because there's only one who can take you back to the spiritual realm. Even though he uses man here upon this earth. And this is going to be Proverbs. Proverbs 20 and verse 24, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Proverbs 20 and verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. So we had that guy that was covered from his head down to his feet. And it appears to be what? A so-called white man? More than likely. Because niggas don't do this shit. Unless, hey man, you paying them a lot of money. More than likely, this man was pissed off with what this insurance or UnitedHealthcare been doing to him and his family. Robbing them pretty much. So man's goings, right, are of the Lord. So who directed this man to be right here on the street corner at this specific time? Right when the UnitedHealthcare CEO walks by, you get right behind him, pull the gun out, covered up fully with a silencer and the gun jam, and you still get the kill. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? He didn't understand that the Lord already sealed the instructions the night afore when he was sleeping. And he played it out perfectly. Because who kills? 1 Samuel 2 and verse 7. 6, Salakia, verse 6. The Lord killeth, because man's goings are of the Lord, and make it alive. He could have had the gun to completely jam and not work at all, but it jammed and then it worked perfectly for him to get that headshot, that kill. He bring it down to the grave. The UnitedHealthcare CEO. If this story is true, if it's not a false gaslighting or a false flag attack, so they can, hey man, pretty much militarize the police, usher in martial law like they're doing in South Korea right now. We don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. This could be goddamn, what do you call it? Esau's left hand. Sorcery, witchcraft, who knows? To usher in the next phase. 1 Samuel 2 and verse 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bring it down to the grave and bring it up. That's who's responsible for this so-called act of violence.
PD is now releasing other surveillance images showing the suspect waiting in the area for the victim.
The shooter appears to be a light-skinned male.
And that got me right there when I heard that, because I'm a light-skinned male. That motherfucker don't look nothing like me. He look just like your pale red ass, devil.
He's wearing a light brown or cream-colored jacket, a black face mask, black and white sneakers, and a very distinctive gray backpack.
Thompson was the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, the largest health insurer in the world, and
the largest health insurer in the world, meaning they was banking, making money, plenty bread.
Attend the company's annual investor conference. He was walking toward the New York Hilton Hotel and was alone, without protection. The victim's wife, Paulette...
What the fuck are you doing walking alone without protection? That's what kind of make it iffy. You walking by yourself? Through Manhattan? Are you crazy? And you a big boss? Oh no. That's what makes the story kind of fishy.
Thompson said he had been receiving threats, but didn't comment about...
And you've been receiving threats? So that's a double whammy. Like, what are you doing? Walking Manhattan, the biggest city, with the biggest tourism population, man. You got people from all nations in New York. New York City. New York. Hey man, that's the place. What the hell are you doing by yourself and you're a CEO? Receiving already death threats. So, hey man, we don't know what Satan's working behind the scenes. But we do know what the scriptures say. He was receiving death threats because he was the biggest health insurer in the world. Proverbs 21 and verse 5. The getting of treasures. Treasures is what? Money. You best believe these insurance companies making money. They got plenty of treasures. By a lying tongue. Through what? Fraud. That's the reason why he was receiving death threats. He had a lying tongue, taking all types of people money, raising insurance rates and all types of shit, changing the policies around. is a vanity. That's wicked, man. Tossed to and fro of them that seek death. So hey, man, it was already set out for him, man. That's what he was seeking for. Because he was, greedy for treasures, greedy for money. Verse 7, the robbery of the wicked, the Edomites, the so-called white people, that's how they accumulated all their wealth, through rape, robbery, and murder, man. That's how America was established. So how you think it's going to go out? The robbery of the wicked shall destroy them, because they refuse to do judgment. They're not just. These insurance companies work nothing but fraud, man. Wickedness. Isaiah 61 and verse 8. For I, the Lord, whose name is Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, love judgment. What did he do to this CEO? If the story is true, he judged his fucking ass. Because that's what the Lord loves to do. Remember, he kills and he makes alive. Man's goings are of the Lord. I hate robbery. What have these insurance companies been doing to the people, the citizens? Robbing them. Eventually, if somebody rob you over and over, what you gonna want to do? Kill they fucking asses. I hate robbery. That's what the Lord said, for burnt offering. And I will direct their work in truth. And this is speaking about the hopeful elect. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them. And the covenant was only given to one nationality of people, which is the Israelites. All the others, the Lord is doing what? Bringing judgment. Was the CEO innocent?
About that in a statement to ABC News. She said in part, "We are shattered to hear about the senseless killing of our beloved Brian. Brian was an incredibly loving, generous, talented man."
Hell, and she probably the one who set his ass up. There's snakes out there in the grass.
Who truly lived life to the fullest and touched so many lives. Most importantly, Brian was an incredibly loving father to our two sons and will be greatly missed.
Oh yeah, that's what they always say. You know, you got a little badass GMO baby that goddamn been robbing, stealing, killing, goddamn smoking dope, haven't worked a day in his life, but when that nigga get knocked off, get shot, grandmama, sister, cousin, he ain't never do no wrong on 9 o'clock news. He was they show his baby picture where he cheesing, smiling. They ain't show you the shit he doing now. Throwing up gang signs and got Dracos in the background and goddamn a blunt in his mouth. Throwing up the middle finger saying, fuck you. That's what they always say. This nigga was a snake, a devil, a demon behind closed doors, working all types of fraud with that ink pen, with these policies and the goddamn UnitedHealthcare.
And police found 3 shell casings on the street along with 3 live rounds from a 9mm. They also found a cell phone, and now they're trying to retrieve any data. I'm Carlos Granda, ABC 7.
So there you go. And let's get, was he innocent? Because his wife told like he was just the loving, most greatest guy on the earth. He was a saint. He never did nothing wrong. He was an angel. Job 4 and verse 7. Remember. Pay attention to this, man, because we lost it. We forgot it. I pray thee. Whoever perished, what happened to this CEO of UnitedHealthcare, the largest insurance company? He died. That's perishing, being innocent. Was he innocent? That's a question Job is asking. Or where were the righteous cut off? So if he was doing what was right, if he was upright with the citizens, the people, gave them great rates, tax breaks, and all types of other shit. You know, help people out. Go and visit them. Tell them, you know, people like when you're involved. More than likely, he didn't want to see nobody, but meanwhile, he was waving that pen behind closed doors. Raise this rate. Raise that rate. Cut them off. Don't give them this. Don't give them that. We're going to say we're going to give them this. It's all types of fraud with insurance companies, man. And I don't know, because I've never worked for one, but I know it's there. So remember, I pray thee, whoever perished, being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity. So if you play with sin, and so wickedness, reap the same. So whatever you plant an apple tree, what's going to spring up? Some apples. You plant an orange tree, what's going to spring up? Some oranges. You plant some watermelon seeds, what's going to grow up? Some watermelon. So if you play with goddamn people livelihood, what they going to do with yours? Take it. Verse 9, by the blast of the Most High, they perished. So he died. Because man's goings is of the Lord. And by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed.
Joe, these images that we've seen that were just released in the last couple of hours by the NYPD show the suspect is a white man, but we really don't have much more than that.
Thank you. She can clearly fucking see. The last reporter said it looked like a light-skinned man. Fuck out of here. Don't look nothing like no light-skinned man. Look behind him. That's brown. He red.
Go on. His face is almost completely covered. These are images taken from, we think it might be a coffee shop, some sort of business establishment, just a short time before the shooting. He could have ditched all those clothes and that gray backpack by now.
I'm sure he did. That's what the speculation is as to why he was carrying the backpack. That he planned this well in advance, as you stated, and he had his escape route going. And at one point, he knew where he was going to change those clothes. And they will follow that path as far as they can and take it from there into Central Park, if that in fact is where he went to. So everything is going to hinge on the cameras and putting a timeline and a frame by frame approach to where his directions went, and pick up more cameras from the stores, from everybody that's associated with the programs with the NYPD, and they will start piecing this together. But this, make no mistake about it, this is well planned.
Yeah, they'll also be looking, because there are tons of surveillance
It ain't too well planned. The goddamn gun jammed.
cameras in that area, Joe. They'll also be looking at working backwards, right? Where did he come from? Trying to find images of him arriving.
And you in New York City, there's a camera on every corner. Every store you pass by got a camera. They said he went into Starbucks. Obviously, he bought something. He bought a bottle of water. How can you not identify what card he used? Come on now.
And then trace it back further and further.
Absolutely. And not only going back from that day, they'll go back a couple of days to see what they can find on surveillance footage to see, if he actually walked the area, scoped the area out, which he may have very well done. And, he, as you said, he planned this out to the point that he came up. My question is, he had to have intimate knowledge of this to know that this is the precise time that Mr. Thompson was going to walk by there. And he came out calm, cool, and collective, comes out, takes his stance, fires. And let me tell you something, that's somebody who's pretty trained in, who knows firearms. I'm not going to say trained extensively, but knows to tap it, to eject that round, get another round in there. And he gets off several shots anyways, but all in a calm manner. He didn't panic at all.
Right.
Rechambered. And the fact that, you had one witness that said that they heard the shots. Everybody thinks the silencer is going to, muffle the sound completely. It doesn't. It minimizes it to a degree. And the fact that this might be, for lack of another word, a street silencer that does throw it off, and it does hamper the rechambering of another round. But he knew enough about that piece that he would just rechamber it himself, get that round out. And that's why they found live rounds at the scene.
Chris, the shooter obviously knew exactly what time Brian Thompson was going. He arrived extra early. The conference wasn't supposed to start until 8. He was walking into the Hilton Hotel at about 6:40 a.m. That Hilton Hotel is massive with tons of entrances. He was walking into a side entrance. So what does that tell you about surveillance or inside information?
I mean, look, the lives of executives, board members, C-suite individuals, especially for large Fortune 500 companies, it's well known where they're going to be. This happened to be an investor meeting. It's well known where they're going to be located, potentially which hotel they're going to be at, where they're going to be traversing from point A to point B. And so as
that could be what they're trying to do. Make it more unknown where these big heads are going to be.
a result, that pattern of life becomes really, really important in terms of the pre-work that is being done here. This could be coming in from sources that are open source intelligence, items that are on the company's website, information.
You know how the Trump assassinations, now they got it to where he's not outside anymore. It's more secluded. It's more surveillance. It's more security. It's more this. It's more that. That's what they're doing. This is a part of the agenda. Oh, a big top CEO got killed, so now we got to have more surveillance. Matter of fact, next time it may be martial law when we have these type of meetings. So that's where it's pushing towards. That's key. Galatians 6 and verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. Yahweh, amen. You can't mock him. For whatsoever a man soweth, we just got that. Whoever perish, being innocent. That they that plow iniquity. You want to play with people's livelihoods? Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And that goes for anybody, not just this CEO of UnitedHealthcare. That goes with anything here in this life, man, that we live. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. And that's these healthcare insurance companies, man. And insurance companies, period. Whether it's auto, life, dental, vision, it's all fraud, man. But he that soweth to the spirit, and these Edomites, they're not spiritual people, shall of the spirit reap life everlasting. And that's speaking to who? The elect of the nation of Israel. They're gonna be the ones who sow to the spirit. And that's what we're doing as we speak. Storing our treasures within heaven as we see Esau's world come to a close. But it's going to come to a close with pretty much violence. I'll say that.
That's put out by the company itself, obviously, to investors.
But Chris,
matter of fact, I can validate that. It's going to go out with great violence. Revelation chapter 18, check this out. And that's what we see brewing up. A civil war here on the soils of America. You already got the Edomites divided against another. It's getting ready to be Egyptian against Egyptian. Kingdom against kingdom. Nation against nation. That's what we see happening. Revelation 18 and Revelation 18 and 18. And cried when they... No, that's... Damn it. I'm trying to see where I want to start. Let's start it at 20. Rejoice over her, which is Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America, thou heaven. Remember, that's where we're storing our treasures. And heaven. Seek ye first the kingdom of the heavenly Father, and all the rest shall be added unto thee. And ye holy apostles and prophets. That's who's going to sow to the spirit and reap everlasting life. Those apostles and prophets, for the Most High had avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, which is the people. What is those great millstones? The nuclear missiles, the ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles that they're preparing to shoot on this place. And that's going to come by Armageddon, which is World War III. Saying, thus with violence, how is America established? Rape, robbery, and murder. Violence. Shall that great city, America, which is Babylon, be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. I told you I could validate it through the scriptures. Through the word.
Chris, in this case, he's been in New York City just since Monday. He's staying in a different hotel. The gunman knew what time that he would be getting there quite a bit earlier than he needed to be there. And he knew which entrance, and he knew he wasn't standing at that hotel entrance for an hour waiting. He was there only a few minutes before Brian Thompson showed up.
It's been very well researched, very well planned, very well resourced in terms of things. So this is one area that they're going to have to look into in terms of, are there leaks? Is there information that was set out there from the company? Is there information that was set out from others around the area? Is there information that was gleaned from the hotel and from others that were servicing that investor meeting? Definitely something that took resources, time, and planning, and was set in motion probably a few weeks ahead of time, at least.
Super quick, Chris, I'm curious if he'd been getting threats. Are you surprised that he was walking around New York City without any security?
It is, look, corporate executives face executive protection risks all the time in terms of threats, in terms of people that are complaining. Those close protection teams really do work with board members, C-suite executives to turn up the level of protection when different risks are there. We'll have to learn more because there is really a lot of vitriol and a lot more discord that's coming in on social media these days. And so this is kind of a constant stream of information and negativity that comes in. Right. Picking out if there was any increased level is going to be important in the next few days.
Thanks so much for watching.
So that's what we got to continuously do, man. Watch. And let's close out with that. 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Because ain't no telling what's going to come out of this scenario. Could be more what do you call it? Draconian measures, man. They can usher in martial law. And that's what we see kind of what's brewing up. 1 Peter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, meaning having a clear state of mind. Be vigilant. And that's doing what? Watching. Because your adversary, the devil just means deceiver or false accuser. And that's what our enemy, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is known as. Our adversary, which is an enemy. As a roaring lion. A roaring lion does what? That means he's hungry. He's trying to devour something when he's roaring. Walketh about. Esau's all around us. Plotting, scheming, setting up snares, traps, and pitfalls. Seeking whom he may devour. He's getting ready to make his move. As a roaring lion. You know, when they see their prey, they do what? They crouch. And then they roar. Whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren. We all catching hell here, man. We all just got to pray for one another that we can make it through the time of Jacob's trouble, man. The hour of temptation, Armageddon, all these prophecies that's getting ready to be fulfilled that are in the world. But the Most High of all grace, who hath called us unto his eternal glory, by Hamashiach Yahushai, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you. To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Shalom, Israel.